Hey everyone, David Godini here, pastor at Fellowship of Faith, and this is Faith Training. You've decided to check out our mild track, and we are so glad that you did. Faith training is all about simple exercises or practices that are designed to take a connection with God and a Sunday morning experience and bring it into the rest of your week. There is no more simple, basic, and foundational spiritual exercise than this: talking to God. Christians call it prayer. You know, the word prayer is a rich one, but it often gets in the way because for a lot of people, prayer turns in to talking to God in some flowery kind of way. They think it needs to sound like something out of Shakespeare or the King James Bible. They worry that it's not theological enough, that people are going to judge them, that God might not want to hear what they have to say, or that there's certain things that they have to do to make it effective. Guys, this is the furthest thing from the case. Talking to God is simply that, talking to Him. Prayer is just having a conversation with a God who loves you. You can do it formally, on your knees with your hands folded and your eyes closed, saying things that maybe you've learned from childhood. You can just let it all out with your hands up to heaven, looking out, crying out, shouting out, laughing out loud, or whatever needs to be said. You can do it all right up here, or verbalize it in the quietness of your soul. You can talk to God the way you talk to anyone, at a dinner table, in the car, going for a walk, having a conversation with Him. I want to teach you a technique today to help you enrich your prayer life and conversation with God. And it's called a FOUR prayer. Not the number 4, not F-O-U-R, but F-O-R. What you are praying for. And it simply works like this. Say, Lord, for, and let it loose. Whatever comes to your mind, God wants to hear it. Whatever it is that's on your heart, God wants to hear it. Whatever it is you're struggling for, thinking about, wishing for yourself or someone else, God wants to hear it. Ask for it. Lord, for. Let me show you how it works. God, for this time here, recording today that I would teach well. Lord, for the people listening, man, that they would have a deep, rich conversation with you. Lord, for those who don't know you well, that they would come to know you more. Lord, for those who have become so bored in their conversation with you, God, that it would be rejuvenated, this connection with a friend. Lord, I'm thinking about my family. For my family, bless them. God, I love them. Help them to thrive and keep them safe. Lord, for my wife, watch over her today and her day at work. And Lord, for me, I'm overwhelmed with a to-do list longer than any human being should look at. Lord, help. Lord, keep me sane. Lord, for patience, for pacing. Lord, for eyes fixed on you through it. Lord, I want to pray for our church. I want to pray for everything going on in our world right now. You know what we need. Lord, for all the junk that I know I carry. Heal. For forgiveness. Lord, save. That's it. You don't even have to say amen. Whatever comes to mind. I didn't script that out ahead of time. I just had a conversation with God like a friend. I shared with Him things that were coming to mind for me. You can do the same. Let your mind go and don't worry if your mind blanks out. Just pause for a few moments. Regroup. And let whatever surfaces be said. Don't worry if it's good enough or if God wants to hear it. He does. Just say it. Be bold. Be brave. Get out of your own way. Don't worry if it's short or long. Just pray. You can do this by yourself. You can do this with family, friends, or with a group. I want to show you a way that this can work with others. Because let's face it, we've been in these situations, haven't we? There is nothing worse than a group prayer. The entire time, one person's going off for 25 minutes, we're like, oh my God, when will this end? We're worrying about what we're going to say, not listening to what they're going to say. We turn it into a public service announcement, more to inform people of what needs to be said than actually talking to God, and all this junk gets in the way. Hey, let me show you briefly how it worked for us just a moment ago. Take a look. Lord, for your goodness, which is ever ending, thank you.
For our students.
For your wisdom upon us.
For more wisdom in our lives, God, because we need it.
For our church family.
For those especially who don't know if they're part of the family, Lord, welcome them in.
For those who suffer from anxiety.
For the Hope Center Uganda.
For my mother-in-law.
Yeah, for healing there, God.
For all the
Deep
families.
healing.
For all the families struggling, sickness.
Yeah, and for protection for people who are at risk.
For relationships.
For the people who feel unheard.
For clarity of thought, Lord.
Lord, for hope, for guidance, for strength.
For our focus to be on you.
For peace.
God, for this group I get to pray with right now, thank you for them and bless them. See how that worked? It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. We didn't script this out ahead of time. We didn't plan it. We just let ourselves go. You can do this at your dinner table. You can do this with your family at night or in the morning. You can do this with a small group. You can do this with someone that you're looking to pray with. Don't worry if it goes silent. Let patience come, but keep it going. Listen to what other people are saying and let that fuel what you pray for next. Piggyback on it. And if 2 people, 3 people, 4 people all talk at the same time, who cares? God will sit that out. He'll figure it out and you will too. We don't have to make this more complicated than it is. What's important is that we do it. So the faith training challenge to you is this. Say the 4 prayer. Use the 4 prayer every single day. If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up. Just start again anew and see where it takes you in your relationship with God.